Welcome back again, and really a big thanks to everybody that keeps watching the tutorials. I'm really enjoying showing you all these different ideas. Now we're nearly at the 3,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new tutorial, and please like and share the video and tell everybody about us so we can keep on growing. Now today's tutorial is moving on from last week's asymmetrical design. So last week we did an unbalanced triangle or a wonky triangle. This week I'm going to make a full triangle, so it's going to be balanced on either side. But in yesterday's flower arranging class, the delightful Pippa, who lives in West Wales, joined me for our weekly flower arranging class, and she's gifted me an amazing selection of foliage, and we'll talk through it a little bit as we go along. She's probably just fallen off the chair because I've mentioned her in a video, but she's brought in a whole host of materials that she's foraged for on her own land. So it's a sustainable and environmentally friendly way of arranging. And I was intending on making a design with some roses from a supermarket, but I've decided that I think there's enough foliage here for me to create a design with all textured foliage and some beautiful catkins from the garden. So apart from a few mahonia berries, which we'll look at the end, this is all courtesy of Pippa. And for me, when flower arrangers come in and they've picked materials from their own garden, it's like being in a sweet shop. It fills me with delight and joy, really makes me happy. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this arrangement as much as I do. Now I have a classic white urn. I've used this before in the crescent shaped design where we came down on either side of the arrangement. So I'm going to use it again so you can see again how different size containers can be used in different styles of arranging. I've got floral foam this week. I know it's not as environmentally friendly as my foliage collection, but I know most of you still use floral foam to do your arranging in. Now you could of course use something like Agro for a more environmentally friendly option. And in a few weeks' time, if you're interested, we'll do some designs in chicken wire as well. So don't forget, if you ask a question in the box below, I'll try and answer it at some point. Or if you want me to show you how to do something, then please ask and I'll prepare a video for you. Now traditionally, a triangle is twice the height of our container. Now these are quite traditional British flower arrangements. They're a little bit on the formal side, but hopefully with the use of all this gorgeous foliage, we're going to end up with something maybe less formal and a bit country in its styling. So let's get started. Now generally we go twice the height of the container, and I haven't got any foliage that's quite tall enough. So I'm going to start with some birch. Now this is my own birch. This wasn't provided by Pippa, but I'm going to go nice and tall. So hopefully getting double the height of my container in. Now you might lose some of the height at the top of the arrangement there, but hopefully not too much. So we go as tall as this in the design, and that's as tall as I can go with the materials that I've been provided with. So I'm trying to get double the height of my container. So that gives me a good starting point. That creates some height. And with some smaller pieces of the birch, I'm going to bring them towards the back so that we start to create that depth that I talk about most weeks. This gorgeous light material can work its way to the back, and I'll just bring a shorter piece, so a much smaller piece there, can come to the front, and this can start helping me create the front of my design. So we've got the front here, and then we've got the back, and in a moment we'll create the sides. Now if you think back to when you were in school or when you learnt about triangles, we can have triangles that are equally sided, so the equilateral triangle has the same measurement on either side, or we have triangles that are taller and not so wide, and that's I think what I'm going to go for, but you know, who knows. I'm just going to make use of all this wonderful material. So a gorgeous fern, and I'm guessing that this has maybe come from a woodland area, and I've got quite a lot of it, so I can bring some all the way through to the back, and that again is creating that gorgeous depth, makes my eye travel all the way through, and we have a beautiful profile starting to take place. Now I'm going to use the same fern to give me my side lengths, and again, if we have a look at it, and this is pretty much what yesterday's lesson was about. It was about looking at the material you've got, seeing which way it grows and which way it's angled and which way it's pointing, and use it to its best advantage. Don't try and shape it into a position that it doesn't want to go. Now what I'm doing here is getting myself two pieces that are fairly similar in length, and then when I put them into the design, I know that the sides of my arrangement are going to be of a similar length. And because I have these handles here at the side, I'm slightly bringing them forward of the handles, so my triangle is more angled forward than at the side. And when I've done triangles or shapes before, I sometimes come out more sideways than forward, but this style suits the container much better. So straight away we have height and we have width already created with a simple selection of foliage. This is the area now that we need to consider filling in, and because I have quite a lot of this gorgeous bracken type fern, I think I'm going to make use of that. So without wasting the shorter pieces, I'm going to add these in to the front section, or what we would refer to as the focal point. So you'll see I've brought them into this section here. Helps to link all the colour and the texture together and give me a more dominant section in this area here. Now I'm going to see what I've got left, and I've got two really nice pieces of bracken here, and I'm going to start adding to the width to create that stronger shaped triangle. And you know, don't worry about making this triangle perfect. We're not in a mathematical exam, we don't have to make it precise. We're just trying to create a really attractive outline shape. And I'm going to keep going until the ferns are used up. And remembering, I nearly forgot, get rid of any thorns or little leaves off the bottom so that your stem is clean going into the floral foam base. Oh, I'm in heaven today. This is just my absolute favourite type of arranging to do. I don't have access to a huge amount of foliage. I don't have a big garden. So being given items like this is a real treat for me. Now if we turn it around, hopefully you can see we've got a fairly good triangle shape forming. It's not perfect. It's not visually symmetrical on either side by using the same materials on either side, but the shape is symmetrical. So if we have a centre axis down the middle, the shape on one side is similar to the other. We don't necessarily have to perfectly mirror it with exactly the same pieces on both sides. Now for me, if we look at the outline, we need some material here and here. So I'm going to introduce another fern. This is an asplenium fern, and if you're walking again in woodland, you might be familiar with seeing these growing. And it's a much glossier leaf, flatter, thinner, so a completely different shape and a different texture. So it gives me a beautiful contrast between the greens. And when you're working on a design that is the same colour, and this is really important if you have a design with white flowers in it. If you are working with one colour, like I am today, the green colouring, it's quite important to look for different textures in your materials. Otherwise, everything blends in together and you don't have that contrast in texture. Okay, have we got one more? Yes, we have. So again, I've come on opposite sides of my triangle with the flatter leaf, so the flatter fern. They're not perfectly matching, they're not identical on either side, because for me in nature, material doesn't grow in that perfectly symmetrical position. but my outline shape is fairly triangular, and that's hopefully what I'm trying to achieve. Now this design is going to be less formal, so not as structured as designs that we might have done in the past. And now I'm going to introduce some lovely catkins, typical of the springtime here in the UK. And that's a nice tall straight piece, so that's going to really look good straight up here in the centre. Now I have a few pieces of the catkins. We have two different varieties here, so I'm really lucky. So if we look at this one, it's quite wild and very natural in its appearance. But what I'm going to do is selectively choose pieces that are going to work well within my triangle. So rather than having that huge piece where your eye is shooting off in all different directions, pick materials that represent that line, and then we can use these on the outside of our arrangements. And by adding it in, we still get the colour and the texture, but we don't lose the overall shape. So let's find some more pieces. Now that one is beautifully draping down towards the base, so that's going to work really well here in the front, and it's going to cascade nicely down over the bottom of my container. So for me, when you're creating these quite natural designs, you really need to look at the material, see which way it's shaped, which way it's growing, and use it to its best advantage in the design. Now this one could work really well upwards, but it's going to work equally as well down on its side. So this is going to help me create that visual weight there on the side of my design, and I'm going to echo that on the opposite side. I don't have to worry about the piece being identical. It doesn't need to be perfect, and that's going to work really well on that opposite side. So hopefully you can see how this quite natural triangle is taking place. And we've been asked many times in the comments for me to show you how you can expand on those basic designs that we looked at in the Back to Basics series. And I think this is a really good example, because you learnt to do the triangle and you learnt to do it with a very basic selection of flowers. We started with carnations, then we got a little bit more confident, and this is now showing you another way of creating that same design, that same outline, but not using any fresh flowers at all. So not a good design if you can't get foliage and you're not somewhere where foraging for foliage is accessible. But I will do the triangle with some flowers as well, so you'll get the opportunity to see it in two different ways. Now at this point, I'm also going to mention, we're having a bit of a shout out day today. I'm also going to mention my mother, because I often steal foliage from her garden. She's probably fallen off the chair in shock as well. And she would really love this. This would be the type of design that she would love to have in her house. Okay, so let's just turn that around for you to see. Hopefully you can clearly see the height and the width of the design. We've got that gorgeous texture of the foliage all the way around. And then we've softened it with the really pretty catkins and catkins. I think I've probably called them pussy willow. They're catkins. Right, okay, so one of the other foliages that Pip left behind is this sort of Christmas tree type foliage. This is a piscia, and again, quite often found in a woodland area. If you've got any areas where you can go for a walk and you can forage for material, this is something that you might be able to get hold of. And this is a much softer foliage, a really long-lasting material, but it's got a completely different texture. It's much softer. It's got that needle-like structure like a Christmas tree would have. And it's a really soft foliage against the ferns, and it gives me that contrast in texture that I'm looking for. Don't need a huge amount of that. Now I'm just going to add some of this to the back so that the foam at the back is covered as well. And it's really important, I say it in most videos, it's important that you cover all of your floral foam so that it doesn't lose the water, doesn't dehydrate. Whether you cover it with just moss or foliage, or if you have enough flowers to cover it, just make sure there's no gaps so that the water can't evaporate away. Okay, now then, how are we doing so far? What do we think of that one? Now I'm thinking I might need a bit of extra foliage here, but I'll stand back in a moment and have a better look at it. But what I'm going to do now is to introduce a berry which comes from the Mahonia plant. So a very popular plant in the UK. This is the remainder of the flower, so it has a gorgeous yellow scented flower on it. And then as the flower dies off, you're left with this little berry, or seed head possibly, and I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's a purpley mauve colour, almost got some grey undertones to it. Really pretty material. It's great for using in buttonholes. It's a very tough stem. Great for adding some texture and a variety of colour. Just going to thin out the bottom end because it's quite wide here at the base. And this is going to create my focal point. So we don't have a flower to give me the focal dominant section, but the purple colouring, so I've just added that in on the section there. And I appreciate that the camera is quite far away because it's a tall design. We need to get you far away to get all of the arrangement in. But we will take some close-up photos so that you can see the detail for the flower as well. Now I've got two of these. And the beauty of the flower from the Mahonia is that you can use them, if you don't want to use it on the whole stem like I am here, you can cut them down into smaller sections and use those as well. Now it's a really spiky leaf. I'm trying to contain myself and not to say any rude words when I'm trying to cut it, but it is very spiky. Okay, so now then we've got a gorgeous focal point, and there's not a great deal of room in there even if I wanted to put flowers in. We're almost completely covered with our floral foam. But I have got one more leaf to put in, and that's the leaf that goes with the Mahonia. And for those of you who do flower arranging at home, you'll know it's a really spiky leaf. So it looks like this, and it is a bit lethal to work with, but it has gorgeous texture. And I'm going to use this towards the outside just to fill in those little gaps that I was concerned about. They should come with a hazard warning really. Might be worth putting on a pair of gloves. So beautiful texture, but they are spiky. And again, it's a flat leaf, so it's going to give me some contrast. It's going to break up all that fussy foliage. And because it's a different shade of green, this is a much darker green, it's flat, it's bold. You're really going to be able to see how it breaks up the very fussy ferns that I've got in the arrangement. So far we've just got two on the one side, and I'm going to incorporate some more onto the opposite side. And remember, we don't have to have them matching. Flower arranging isn't about the materials itself being symmetrical. We are trying to create a triangle, but I don't have to have matching pieces on either side. So far we've just added 3 here towards the back and this section here, and I'm just going to incorporate some towards the front as well. So that lovely texture is at the front and at the back. So what do we think? So that's the first time I've done a foliage only arrangement. I think we could do with the addition of some green here at the back. So if I can find something taller, I'll add that in before I photograph it. But what do we think? Is it a yay or a nay? So once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. You'll find a list in the description box below of the materials that I've used, and go for it. Pick some flowers or some foliage, go and forage, have a little walk around and see what you can do. See you very soon. Bye for now.